The ARMY world is once again in turmoil, not because of a comeback, nor because of an album teaser or tour schedule. This time, the wave comes from something much more personal, quieter, yet felt most strongly in the hearts of fans. Jungkook and Taehyung are once again the center of attention after a moment that many have called the most honest confession ever seen. It all started with a seemingly simple interaction. There was no official announcement, no written statement, not even a camera pointed directly at the moment. But that's where its power lies. The lingering gaze, the unusual tone of voice, and the softer words. It all felt like pieces of a puzzle finally forming one big meaning. ARMY, who follow BTS's every move, know very well that Jungkook is not the type to easily open up his feelings. He often hides his emotions behind smiles, small laughs, and a relaxed attitude. But this time it felt different. In certain moments, Jungkook looked so sincere, as if he was no longer trying to hide what was in his heart. Many fans feel that the words he said, even though they weren't explicit, had a much deeper meaning than just a joke between members. Taehyung's name also came up as the center of all these interpretations. The way Jungkook looked at him, the way he listened to Taehyung speak, and how his body reflexively moved closer, made many people wonder, was this just an old habit, or were there feelings that had been growing for a long time and were now starting to surface? Speculation heated up when a story emerged about Jungkook allegedly inviting Taehyung to live with him. To some, this may sound normal. The members of BTS are known to be close and often spend time together. But to ARMY who pay attention to small details, this invitation felt different. The tone Jungkook used, the expression on his face, and Taehyung's surprised but smiling reaction made many fans feel that there was something very personal behind it. Social media was immediately flooded with theories, video clips, and frame-by-frame analysis. Some called it a soft confession, while others said that Jungkook had finally shown the courage to be honest about his feelings. Not with the words, "I love you" directly, but through his actions, attention, and the space he offered in his life. What makes this story even more emotional is how Taehyung responded. Not overly dramatic, but full of warmth. His small smile, gentle gaze, and calm demeanor made many ARMYs feel that the two were on the same wavelength. As if no words were needed, because the feelings were already understood. Of course, there has been no official confirmation to date. BTS always maintains their privacy, and ARMY has learned to respect those boundaries. However, one thing cannot be denied. Moments like this leave a deep emotional mark. For many fans, this is not about rumors or labels, but about seeing two people who care for each other, are comfortable with each other, and are there for each other. Whether this is a confession of love or simply a deep bond between two friends, one thing is clear. Jungkook and Taehyung have once again managed to make the world pause for a moment. They have made millions of people smile, fall silent, and wonder about the meaning of love that doesn't always have to be spoken aloud. Continuing the story, many ARMYs feel that this moment is not an isolated incident. Looking back, Jungkook and Taehyung's relationship has always had a unique pattern, coming and going in silence, but always returning with a closeness that feels more mature. There are phases where they seem to keep their distance, then suddenly reappear with interactions that are so natural, as if there had never been a break. Some fans interpret this as a process of emotional maturation. Jungkook, who was once known for being cheerful and impulsive, now appears calmer, more cautious, but also more honest with himself. Meanwhile, Taehyung, with his sensitive and reflective personality, seems to be a figure who provides a sense of security, not only as a bandmate, but as someone who truly understands Jungkook on a deeper level. The invitation to live together is also understood symbolically by many ARMYs. It's not just about sharing physical space, but sharing life, routines, silence, and small moments that are usually only shared with those closest to us. In a world full of busy schedules, camera flashes, and public expectations, choosing to spend time with someone is a huge act of trust. It's no wonder that many fans are moved, not because of the sensation, but because of the emotional honesty that is rarely seen in the entertainment industry. Jungkook and Taehyung, in their own way, seem to show that meaningful relationships don't always need to be announced. Sometimes, it's enough to be felt by those who pay attention with their hearts. Amidst the debates, theories, and differing opinions within the ARMY community, one thing unites them all: the shared hope that both of them are happy. Whatever the definition of their relationship may be, fans want to see Jungkook and Taehyung grow as human beings, not just as idols. Laughing sincerely, feeling safe, and having someone who can be a home in the midst of a world that keeps moving so fast. Perhaps we will never get a definite answer, and perhaps we don't need to, because sometimes the most beautiful stories are those left open, leaving room for feelings, not certainty. Jungkook and Taehyung have given that to ARMY, a small moment that feels big, and a warmth that lingers in the heart. The story of Jungkook and Taehyung reminds many people that behind the stage lights, records, and the cheers of the world, they are still human beings with real feelings. Whatever the true meaning of these moments may be, whether it's a confession of love, a deep connection, or a bond of souls that has grown from a long journey together, they all stem from one thing: sincerity. ARMY may continue to speculate, analyze, and discuss every little detail. But in the end, what matters most is not labels or certainties, but the warmth left behind by their interactions. Jungkook and Taehyung have shown that affection can be present in a gentle, calm, and meaningful way, without needing to be announced to the world. If it is true that Jungkook opened his heart and invited Taehyung to share his living space, then that is a symbol of courage. The courage to be honest with one's feelings, and the courage to choose comfort in the midst of a life that is never truly free from the spotlight. And if it is just a misunderstood companionship, then still, the two have shown a healthy, warm, and trusting relationship. At this point, ARMY learns one important thing: loving idols also means respecting their space as human beings. Supporting without forcing, loving without demanding answers. Because as long as Jungkook and Taehyung smile sincerely, feel safe, and are happy living their lives, that is the most beautiful ending to the story.